Hey everybody, this is Ferret, also known as Jay, to some of you guys. I'm trying something new. I'm trying a podcast, and so what you're about to hear is actually a podcast that my friends and I spontaneously did the previous night. So what would be April 13th. Um, and this is kind of just a practice for editing as well as just to see if podcasting might be something interesting to do. But what you're going to be hearing is just kind of a dry run kind of test thing. The audio levels might be off, and also warning: there is going to be spoilers for uh, movies and video games. Like Far Cry 5, we discussed the endings to that, and then a little bit of Ready Player One. So if you're interested in keeping your virginity about that, warnings on that. Anyways, uh, this is just gonna be something I'm trying out. This is episode 1. Uh, Hope you guys enjoy. There might be more production wise is probably gonna be better next time around. It was very spontaneous when we did this. So, with that in mind, we are here is my podcast. Thanks for listening. Hi, everybody. This is Faraday, and welcome to the podcast. Today, I'm brought by a couple friends, one of which isn't here at the moment, and the other one is Dan. Say hi, Dan.
Hey.
That's very. You sound so excited. Hi. Almost constipated. You been eating healthy?
Yes, actually. Hot dogs. You know me.
Ooh, hot dogs.
Topped with pickles.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's like relish, except in solid form.
I mean, I've never been a relish guy in general, especially not a pickles guy. So, I mean...
You don't like pickles?
No, generally not. Oh, and here's the other person. It's Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hi. You talking about pickles right now?
Yeah, we were talking about...
I put pickles on my hot dogs.
I hate pickles.
Oh, yeah, you don't like pickles.
I don't really like pickles either.
I don't mind pickles. I like sliced pickles.
If there was a pickle on my sandwich, then I pickle it off.
Okay, you can go home now.
I thought it was pretty good.
That was the
There's
invitation
a pickle on
for
my
you to
sandwich.
leave.
The world is over because
Yeah, as opposed
pickle
to
juice.
today. But you
And it
like
doesn't
pickle
go away.
juice.
no, I hate pickles. I hate pickle.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
Don't
Sam.
need to get
Jeez.
feisty, Sam.
Don't need to get loud, Sam. Have you guys ever played Payday 2?
I want to though.
On Steam, I have 106 minutes on it.
Nice.
So it's like a little more than like an hour and a half on it. And
Nice.
I gotta say, it's all right. I'd give it probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10, though I haven't actually been able to stay focused in the game long enough to complete a mission. Because like in that game, like missions are super insanely fucking tough. And so
Yeah.
like it's that game to where like you run missions over and over again to try and do better than the last. But then I just like give up halfway through the first one. And so I uninstalled it because I needed to make room on my hard drive, and I haven't really cared to re-download it and try it again. Maybe one day. Apparently, it's one of those games where it's better to play with friends.
Yeah, I pretty much every multiplayer game is better with friends.
PUBG.
Yeah. I could not play PUBG by myself. I would get so bored.
I only played like 3 games of it by myself. I won one of them, and that was like the only game I've ever won in PUBG.
I won one time with Andrew. Well, not PUBG, Fortnite.
You play Fortnite?
I tried Fortnite.
I'm not a fan of the game.
Yeah, me neither. Believe me.
Yeah.
I hate the whole battle royale scene.
Have you heard of Natural Selection 2?
Yes. Wait, no, I have not.
I'm back. Sorry.
Jesus.
Oh, you haven't heard of it.
Cat.
Are you trying to sabotage us, man?
I'm sorry. What am I doing?
Dan, what is your all-time favorite game series?
All time, Dan.
That would be anything put out Bethesda, but mostly the Skyrim and Oblivion series.
All right, so the Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah.
What about it do you like about it?
What do I like about it?
Yeah.
It was like the first RPG, first person that I ever played.
Okay. Is it like the story, or is it just because it's your first and only
just
experience?
the mechanics and
Story.
and just how fun it was.
Okay.
Yeah, who plays the game for the story? I skip all the dialogue.
Watching porn for the plot, man.
If I'm playing a one-player game, it better have a good-ass story.
it's like watching that for a plot.
I'm the same way. I actually have single player wise, it's gotta be goddamn fucking orgasmic because I'm not a single player
Yeah.
person, and so
Yeah.
I only play like multiplayer games. And so if it's single player, it has to like keep my
Wow
attention. Yeah.
Yeah,
why,
I've
like-
run into a lot of games where it hasn't really wowed me.
Thinking about it, the only games that I've completed single player wise was Saints Row 2, 3, and 4, the Skyrim main quest line, because I didn't give a shit about the side quests.
Oh,
Makes sense.
And the first Star Wars The Force Unleashed, which I
Oh
beat.
wow, that was actually I didn't have that, but my friend had it, and that was a good game.
It was. I was very impressed, and I played it on my PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
And
I think I had it for Wii.
you did.
Yeah, still a
what
good
did you
game.
have for the Wii?
The Force Unleashed or Awakened.
Yeah. I had those games too. Those were fun.
Yeah, those were good. I think there's like
Those were
3 of
just
them,
Cool. Those were just cool because like you felt freaking powerful.
right? It was really fun. Those were the only single player games that I had ever cared to play / completed. Other than that, I've played through Resident Evil 5, but that's a co-op-y game. Like you can co-op in it. And so I co-opted it with Andrew. We played through that, beat the whole game in like 2 days.
Nice. 2 days.
Yeah, like we played 3/4 of it in one sitting, but then we got to a point to where like the game would bug out and make one of the bosses like unkillable, and then we ran out of ammo, so we were just like, all right, we're gonna call it here, because it was like 2 in the morning or some shit. And then we came back at it the next day, we reloaded it, and the boss died within 10 seconds, and then we just finished the rest of the game after that. So that was really good. I enjoyed it, mostly because it was co-op more than the actual game. The game was alright, but the co-op made it better.
Right.
I wish more story-driven games had like co-op. Like, have you guys heard of the Nier Automata game?
Nope.
It was like one of the really super big games from like last year, I think, or was, where it had like just insanely high praise when it came out. But it's basically you're a robot chick with a huge ass.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah, that's why I haven't.
And the story is like really depressing and like captivating.
Oh,
It was like super intense and whatnot. And so like the main characters of the game are like this chick that you can play as, who like if you die once in the game, her skirt comes off. So you play as her within her like underwear for the rest of the game or some shit like that. So there's that, and then her partner in crime is some like gimpy ass beta boy. When I was looking at gameplay and whatnot, I thought for the longest time that it was like a co-op 2-player thing, like one person played as the chick and the other person played as the dude.
mm-hmm.
But no, the dude is just your NPC buddy that just follows you around and is there for like the narrative. It's just a single player game through and through.
That's ball.
I know. If it was co-op, I would have bought it. It wasn't, so I didn't really care to buy it because I would just be playing by myself, and there's no real fun in playing by myself, even though I have most games that you guys don't, so that's why I don't play those games.
I can play a game on my own. Like, gotta be a good one. Like
Yeah.
Bioshock, that's probably my top.
Bioshock was pretty good.
Would you say Bioshock is your go-to series?
Absolutely.
Why?
Played it like 1,000,000 times.
The freaking story is outrageously awesome. It looks good. I like the time period and the feel of it, like the like feel it puts out there. I don't know, it's like a really vintage feel, but yet really violent and
Yeah, like those
demented.
50s noir kind of thematics.
Yeah. Especially Infinite. I loved Infinite's art style, and
Yeah, Infinite was like very well received. I played it on one of my friends' computers because he had it, and I wasn't gonna fucking play it otherwise. But he asked me to play it for a bit. He's like, "Hey, why don't you sit down and try?" He mostly wanted to show off his like setup because he had recently got like a 40K monitor and like 60 hertz, and he'd spent a shit ton of money and wanted to show it off. And so he's like, "Why don't you play Bioshock Infinite on max settings at at 200 FPS and 40K?" Exactly.
I mean, it's a good game to show off.
And I'm like, all right, fine. So
I'm gonna call you
in the
Potato Girl from now on.
in the beginning of the game where you just kind of like walk around and shit, I did that, but I fucked around like a shit ton. Like I pushed people around, and when you first got the gun, like when things started getting violent, I was like popping headshots left and right, and the dude's like, and then he kind of just like told me to go away, and then he started playing it. So I guess he was just like, me want play.
Me want to play.
Me want attention.
Me want to actually play on my rig that I paid so much money for.
Yeah, I know. It was funny. I didn't really care for it.
His rig.
Well, I mean, I guess I was shown in a bad light. Him being all like, I have literally the greatest rig you have ever fucking thought of. Here's a game on max settings. Look how fucking great it is. And in my head, I'm like, you know what? This isn't all that great. And so I just associated it with the game.
No, don't associate.
Look how fucking good this is.
He's just like, look at the goddamn detail on that house.
He's like pushing your face onto the screen.
Look at it. Would you just look at it?
What?
He's
You know how
grabbing
many
your face.
pixels this is? And I'm like, dude, it's all right.
You want to let go of my head?
Don't strangle me, mate, please. What have you guys thought about the new Far Cry that came out?
Back.
I haven't seen much about it.
I watched a streamer play through it, so I know like the gist of it, and there's like 2 endings to it. If you cared about the game, I won't talk about the endings, but
Go for it.
okay. So, in the game, you play as a deputy to one of the county like cops, and you're sent to the middle of Montana where there's a cult that's kind of just doing their own thing. There's reports or some shit of like gun dealings and like nukes and people going missing and kind of shit. So that's why you went there or something. All throughout the game, you go around killing the main bad dude's family because they're like the mini bosses. They're like, you gotta beat the sister before you can fight the big bad. You gotta fight the other brother before you fight the big brother. Like, that's kind of shit how that works. And so then you finally fight the main guy who goes by the father when actually he's like 25, and you beat him up. At the end, when you kill him, he doesn't die, and he's just like, hey man, it's your choice. Do you want to handcuff me and throw me into jail? You won't, because God won't let me. Why don't you just go? All right? This isn't your town. It's my town. Just go. And so you're given a choice of either cuffing him and sending him to jail or just walking away. And so if you decide to cuff him and send him to jail, nukes blow up in the background, and basically fucking Holocaust happens, and the truck that you were in, like, that was gonna like send him to jail, gets tossed around and shit, and you lose him, and you wake up and it's like a literal hellscape. Everything's on fire and there's nukes going off in the background.
Wait, you said Holocaust. You mean apocalypse?
Yeah. Same thing. I mean, to some people's eyes.
Yep.
And you make your way into a bunker, which there's a lot of in this game. Like, everything's, if you go to some mountain, there's like 6 bunkers or some shit. So you go into one of the bunkers. Lo and behold, there's the father, the big bad guy. And he's all like, ha, God did this. Now we're just going to wait it out. And so it ends with a fade to black as you watch the father just sit in a chair in front of you. That's
dumb.
Yeah. So that's the main ending. The other ending, when you decide to just walk away from all the shit that just happened, you just get into the car, and you had some buddies there too that survived, and they get in the car and they drive off, and everyone's all like, why are we just walking away from this? And not you, but like the old grandpa wise man, he's like, sometimes there's things that you just gotta walk away from. He turns on the radio, and the song that plays is the same song that throughout the game your character would be hypnotized into killing people. That starts
Oh.
playing, and it ends with you like diving for the driver, and that's that.
Both of those endings suck.
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
haven't-
have agreed.
I haven't played Far Cry since Far Cry 3.
Apparently, this one has been like the best of the new ones that came out. I mean, it's still just like AAA machine game, but I
Mhm.
mean, quality wise, it's I guess an improvement from 4.
And Primal.
We don't talk about Primal, okay?
There's just been an influx of not good games, I feel like.
Yeah, I've actually just completely stopped caring about like AAA games.
Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, Far Cry, was it like I never gave a shit about Assassin's Creed in general.
I've never even played Assassin's Creed.
I rented 2 back when our movie rental / game rental store
Oh
was
my
open. I rented Assassin's Creed 2. I played like an hour of that, and then I never understood the mechanics of the game, so I just stopped playing it.
Yeah, I was just bored out of my mind
Yeah.
when I tried playing it.
I guess kind of the same way. Other than
Yeah.
that, there hasn't been like full price games in general that have actually looked anywhere interesting to me. They've all just been like nothing but like overhyped letdowns
Yeah.
with the microtransactions now.
I liked Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've taken a break from it because it got in the way of school because I played it so much. But
That's not a AAA game.
oh, well, I mean, it was the last full price game.
Yeah, that one was a good game. I don't own it, but I mean, half the games that I know, I just watch on Twitch, and I
Yeah.
watched a playthrough of Kingdom Come, and that was good. I just find games that aren't AAA more entertaining because I feel like the developers care a little bit more, or like they're not at the point to where like the executives, are like down the company's throats, beyond like we have to make sure this game is for the most common denominator.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I know people like playing their 2K18 basketball, paying, $60 for the newest game every year. Call of Duty. I gotta get my COD fix. Now there's Battlefront yearly, basically.
Ugh.
What else do you want to talk about, Sam?
Movies.
Movies. What ones have you seen recently?
Well, I'll tell you about the letdown that was Ready Player One.
Okay, let
All
me.
right.
All right, everyone, get ready. This is Sam's Corner. This is Sam's movie review
All right, on Ready Player One.
on Ready Player One. All right, give it to me.
All right, here we go. So, I read the book, Ready Player One, and I'll be honest, it was the best book I've read in a long fucking time. I could not put it down. It was encapsulating. I hated 80s culture before I read it, and now I freaking love 80s culture. And I thought just the whole book is really good. So basically, the movie. So okay, I'll start by saying it was a good movie. It's a good movie.
As a movie,
But
it was good.
As a movie, it was good. It was definitely a Spielberg movie. You can
Yeah.
tell. And it's like the underestimated kid taking on the big bad oaf and winning. So here's the problem with that. About 10% of it was right, according to the book. The only things that were correct were the existence of the Oasis, the time period, and the characters. Everything else was just wrong. Basically, I'll just talk about the first key, and it's pretty much the same from there on out. So
Yeah.
the first key in the book is he's stuck on this planet. It's his school planet. Wade is a poor dude with a school issued Oasis console, and he takes virtual school on a planet called, I don't remember, but it's a planet designated specifically for school. It's a non-PvP planet, super safe, and like it's just like that's all he can't even afford to leave the planet. He's so poor, and the Oasis is huge, like tons of planets. And so basically the first key, or so like Halliday puts out a contest, saying like find these 3 keys and then open the gates according like that goes with each key, and then you'll find my Easter egg and you win the Oasis and a bunch of money. So the first key was on the planet that Wade was on, coincidentally, through a series of clues. He found that out. Anyway, so the first key was at the Tomb of Horrors, which is a Dungeons and Dragons map. Uh, it's a pre-written quest that a lot of people have used, I guess, especially in the 80s. It was popular. So the Tomb of Horrors is an extremely deadly quest. It's recommended you're a level 20 player D&D.
Yeah,
Get through
it's the dungeon that's like known for being like the most difficult dungeon.
Yes, it's hard.
Like at the time, yeah.
And so Wade, being the Halliday scholar he is, had already read up on the Tomb of Horrors. He believed that the key was in the center of the Tomb of Horrors, and so did a Oasis-wide search. Like he read part of the clue that Halliday put out, and like part of the clue led him to believe it might be on his planet, and he did like a search or like a manual like satellite view of the planet he was on, and he found something in the middle of a forest, and it like resembled the Tomb of Horrors, and it was unlisted. He's like, holy crap, this is it. So he went out. Well, first he studied up on the Tomb of Horrors and basically memorized every corner, every encounter, every boss in the Tomb of Horrors, and so he memorized it, navigated his way through it, and in the middle was not what was supposed to be the Leech King or whatever, was Anorak, which was Halliday's avatar. And basically, to get the copper key, he had to beat him in a versus game of Joust, which is an old 80s card or arcade game. And if you lost, you died. Or at least he thought that would happen. I don't think that was the actual. But so, like, if you lost, I think the rule is you had to wait till the next day to do it. And so, but he won first try, and because he had, luckily, he had studied up on Joust like a while ago, and so he won. He wins the copper key, and then so on and so forth. So you know what the copper key was in the movie?
Not that.
A fucking race. It was a race.
What? Like what kind of race?
Like a race car race.
Ugh.
On a track.
Wait.
Yeah, like the scene from the trailer.
Oh my! That was that?
Yeah, that was the first key.
That is dumb.
And like no matter like you have infinite attempts at this race, and no one could win it because of King Kong at the end, like just fucking people up. And then like he thought of a Halliday quote, or was like, if you want to go faster, sometimes you gotta go backwards. So like he's like, oh, so at the start line, instead of when the light turned green, everyone rushed forward. He just went in reverse, and it took him into like this alternate plane of the planet, and it like basically teleported him straight to the end, and he got the copper key, and that is way more underwhelming.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Look.
And
okay. So at the end, the same formula follows, is that all the keys were nothing like what they were from the book. The only thing that was similar was where the actual Easter egg was hidden, and it was, I don't know. It was a good movie. It was really well done. But if you are a reader of Ready Player and you expected this movie to be everything you hoped, it will not be. It'll be the hugest letdown of the century.
I feel like, isn't that like a lot of like book adaptation movies nowadays?
Nowadays, yes. I think of good ones. It's like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, where like they took their time and were accurate. And like this one, I think what they should have done was not have Steven Spielberg direct it first, and then
probably
get someone else who specializes in, I don't know, like movies based on books. And they should have done 3 movies, a movie per key, since there's 3 keys. Because there's so much information for each key that you could have made a whole movie about it. But they didn't. They rushed it. It seemed like a really fast-paced movie. Like,
I mean, that's Spielberg movies in general nowadays.
Yeah. It just seemed like a lot was happening all at once. Like the story was not even close to what it was in the book. So I mean, I'll probably see it again just because I thought that that interpretation of the Oasis was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Have you seen the new movie, Dan?
I want to.
oh, Dan's back.
Sorry, I've been dealing for the past like 20 minutes with freaking cat and a broken PlayStation.
You
How's your
broke the
PlayStation?
PlayStation?
He didn't break it. It's just that for some reason, I think my hard drive is corrupted now.
Oh, shit.
And now I have to get the update file from the PlayStation website and then on a hard drive and then plug it into my PlayStation and fix it that way.
Ooh, that's a big old OOF.
Yeah,
Does it fit on a USB?
it does.
I would do
I
that.
just don't have a USB big enough. Literally, I have like 5 megabytes that I have to fit onto another one. It's like, or anyways, I have enough, but not enough to fit all of it.
I remember reading the Divergent book series.
I didn't read those, but
I just read the
it.
first one because I actually didn't give a shit about reading. But I read the first one, and then oh hey Ross, and so I read the first one, and then shortly after they announced that there was a movie, and I'm like, oh, ironic because I just read the book, and so I went and saw the first movie, and Jesus Christ, it was bad. The accuracy from the movie to the book was all right, but like the production, yeah, it like, I mean, you know how at the time, which was only like 4 years now,
Yeah.
but like everyone and their mother just absolutely loved young adult sci-fi stories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was like Hunger Games kind of time, right?
Yeah, like everything was just Hunger Games and shit.
That's another thing I was gonna bring up. Hunger Games, as an outside, like I haven't read those books, so
Neither have I.
Oh,
but
really?
like the movies were okay. I thought
They were pretty.
mainly the first and second one I
Like,
thought
come
were
over there.
better. Mockingjay was kind of meh, but
Well, I mean, like the first one, you could kind of see it as like they're out to make a good movie, and then they're like, "Holy shit, we make a shit ton of money off of this," and
yeah,
everyone are like, "Oh my god, we could battle royale this genre, and just like explode with like young adult fantasy stories and make a shit ton of money." And so then they just like sifted through their catalog of novels that's aimed towards young adults, and they're like, all right, Divergence, yes, Ready Player One, yes, and then all that kind
Yeah.
of shit.
yeah. Ironically, money has lowered the quality and like
Yeah, that's what I kind of
movie.
got the idea of. Is just like they smelled a quick buck, and they're like, all right, let's just shovelware all of these book adaptations.
Yeah, it's like quality stuff in general is just hard to come by these days.
Like, I guess the first
Quality
of
media.
stuff, yeah, like the first ofs in any kind of thing is usually like the better one,
Yeah.
and then quality kind of just like dips.
Remember the Lightning Thief?
I actually never saw those, but I know what you're talking about. There was like what, 3 of them? Was it a trilogy?
Well, no, there were 5 books, and the books were decent. Like I read them, like as a junior high kid, those were good books.
Yeah.
But the movie was straight up trash.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
terrible.
was that Percy Jackson?
Yeah, Percy Jackson.
The
Oh
Lightning Thief.
God.
They're bad. They made one movie, The Lightning Thief, and it had bits of the first and third book, and then they made Sea of Monsters, which was the second book, and it was just a waste of money.
Wasn't there? What was the movie to where it had Nicolas Cage as like the protagonist mage guy?
National
Oh,
Treasure.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Wasn't that a book adaptation too?
Yeah, it's
I
not
think-
good. No. It was a music. It's like there's a song called "The Sorcerer's Apprentice," and it's like a rendition of that in Disney's Fantasia with Mickey Mouse and the Wizard. And
Oh,
it's
that's
basically-
where that came from.
but it's like an old story, I think, and then there's a song written about it. I don't know the whole story.
I know it was a Disney thing because I remember a scene of like the dancing brooms.
Yeah, that's from Fantasia.
Yeah, I got that.
The song plays during that Disney thing it's called Sorcerer's.
Oh, anyways, that was a pretty shitty movie.
Yeah, it was shitty. I got it in my stocking for Christmas in 2012.
Did you watch it?
No, my sister did. She fucking loved it.
Do you think normies would like it?
I mean, yeah,
Are you saying you're a normie?
maybe. Nah.
What are you doing still in my call?
Me?
Normies out!
No.
Kicks him.
I'm an abnormie.
Ooh.
You
Wow.
got big abs.
Oh god, it's
That's what
they're
that means.
evolving.
That's what that means. Yep.
Any other movies any of you guys have seen recently that you liked or want to talk about?
Rewind
Oh.
Blade Runner.
Don't no spoilers. I haven't seen any of the Blade Runners, and I really want to.
Okay, you definitely should. I actually own it on Amazon Prime.
Shit. I want to see Isle of Dogs. That looks.
I
so
do
good.
too.
Yes.
It looks amazing. Like I always
I
love
love-
Wes Anderson
I
films.
love
Wes
that
Anderson.
director.
Ah.
Wes Anderson.
He's a dope dude.
I love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I know. I watched that movie. I really enjoyed that one. When I saw the trailer for Isle of Dogs, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm
I
definitely
love
seeing it."
dogs.
Yep. The second I saw that.
But like the trailer just got me super hyped for like the story
did.
and like the fact, like just the world and like the stop motion. I feel like stop motion films are like super underrated, and we should see more of those.
Oh, I agree. It's just
They're
the
so
the
good.
production is so much for those.
Right? Isn't there? There's a company that all they do is just stop motion, and they made Coraline, and then they made
Isn't that
Kubo and the Two Strings. They made that movie, but that's their thing. They just like make stop motion movies. I wish they'd make more movies. I guess, though. Yeah, as you were saying,
Yeah.
it's like super fucking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie looks really good. I'm pumped to see it.
When does
He
it?
was-
It's already out, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out today.
Yeah.
Isn't it in? So I heard that it was in just like 15 theaters or some shit. Like it's in super
it's in-
select theaters. I'd have to look up what it was, because like I saw people talk about the fact like when they say select theaters,
They
it was
mean
like they were like 15 tops. I think that might have been like a month ago for like pre-screenings or some shit.
Yeah, it's like really close.
Have you
Yeah.
guys seen Black Panther?
Yes.
Snow, and I need to.
I'm not like I have a very neutral position on the whole Marvel thing that's going on right now. But Black Panther was one of my favorites out of all those. There's been some that have been like garbage to me, like Winter Soldier
Yep, that was just in my head.
and like second Thor.
I actually haven't seen that one because I didn't give a shit about it.
Exactly. Thor Ragnarok I liked. I hated the Spider-Man Homecoming.
Really, I liked it. It was
Really?
fun. Yeah.
It just seemed like a kid's movie to me.
I don't actually care for Spider-Man movies purely because of how many like origin stories we've had of it.
Because
I'm
no one
like,
can get it right.
I know. And even some people were talking about how Marvel didn't get it right. And I'm like, all right, some of you guys, you're probably never going to be happy with a goddamn Spider-Man origin story. With a lot of these superhero movies, like I know a lot of these superhero story origins, and for me, I actually could not give less of a shit. And if they made a movie where they just skipped the origin story and just made a story with him like already, the superhero, I'd watch it because I'd just skip the boring like first episode where you like learn everything. It'd be like the tutorial.
What? Stupid.
Yeah. How would you rate Spider-Man Homecoming? 1 out of 10.
I mean, can I have a range of like Spider-Man movies I can rate it by?
Okay. Comparatively from
Spider-Man 1.
the original Spider-Man.
I like Tobey Maguire's better.
Well,
At the same
Really?
time.
I would consider it a Spider-Man. I don't know. It's possibly Spider-Man 3 level, but it's not that bad, but okay, I've never seen any of the Andrew Garfield ones, so like, I really
Neither have
can't-
No, don't waste your time.
Those look so average.
Yeah.
Okay, Jarrett, let's address the elephant in the room.
What?
With you and me. I took your sister to see Spider-Man Homecoming for that split 2 weeks we dated in 8th grade.
Spider-Man Homecoming? Did
Spider-Man
or not-
Homecoming.
not Homecoming.
I was like,
Spider-Man
Sam,
1.
what the fuck?
Spider-Man. No. Spider-Man 1 with Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
The Amazing Spider-Man?
The Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Is that the one that had Jamie Foxx as
That was the
Electro
second.
Man? Oh,
That was the second one. The second of the Andrew Garfield ones.
there was only 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They
no
freaking
trilogy.
killed the girl in the
Why?
second one. Like, she dead. I thought like she fell from a building and she was unconscious. And like I thought, oh, like he's gonna like, and like obviously he was holding her, like crying. Oh, she's gonna wake up. She never woke up. It just ended like that. She dead.
What the fuck?
I know they killed Gwen Stacy. It wasn't freaking Mary Jane.
Oh, then who gives a shit? Definitely fucking Spider-Man 2 made me tear up.
No, Spider-Man 1, I cried.
Dude,
Uncle
fucking
Ben. Oh.
fucking Dr. Octopus was like by far, in my opinion, like the most fleshed out and like interesting villain Spider-Man has had in a movie. His fucking realization that he's the bad guy and then kills himself to save the city because he constructed a literal sun.
That.
I need to watch
I
these.
mean, when you put it like that. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that Venom movie that's Tom Hardy. I have a good
like
feeling
Tom Hardy.
about that movie.
Dude, I am
love
a
Tom
big
Hardy.
Tom Hardy fan.
I love Tom Hardy.
I get
love
a Tom hard on whenever I see him.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Is that the name of this podcast? It's just we're big Tom Hard-ons. But anyways, yeah, the Venom movie. There's no
good.
trailers or anything. Oh, there is a trailer out, isn't there?
There's a teaser, but it doesn't show him as Venom at all. It's just
Yeah.
like him screaming a lot.
Yeah, I remember a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't too impressed. I was actually a little worried when I saw it. I was like, didn't see no Venom. What is this? Is this like fucking origin story of the origin story? I was like, I'm double not saying it if that's the case.
No, I'm sure we'll get our fix. Okay, I gotta pee again.
All right.
Okay.
I shouldn't have had 2 beers.
But I mean, if the trailers, which I know there's gonna be like a shit ton more of as the movie gets closer, like if I see more Venom and if like the action seems interesting and like whatever the villain is or whatever the story is, if it seems interesting, oh yeah, I'd totally see it. The only thing, like as I said, it's an origin story, so I'm gonna wish I could fast forward through the first like 45 minutes of the movie. Is that just me? Does that bore anyone else?
I don't know. It's
Because, like, I guess it's good for, like, leading up to events. I don't know if you've seen Doctor Strange or whatever.
I have.
Up to the point to where, like, he goes to the temple to start healing himself, I was completely bored.
It's
Like-
this serves me no purpose.
Kinda. Like, you learn of the
Tired of
character.
Origins. You're tired of Origins.
Yeah, straight up. Him getting his powers and then, like, him learning his powers. I was like, Doctor Strange is my favorite character. I already knows what happens, okay? So I was like,
What's up,
can I just
fuckers?
skip this 45 minutes to where he actually gets his powers? And I'm fine with, like, watching him learn and struggle and get better. That's fine. I just don't want to see some fucking, like, human normie doctor spend his days being a doctor.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just talking about how I just want to skip the first 45 minutes of, like, an origin story.
Yeah.
I mean, weren't we talking about Venom? I feel like if Venom is the same case to where, like, they spend the first 45 minutes to an hour just, like, setting up the character,
It's just a bit excessive.
yeah, I'll probably fucking just, like, take a nap.
Yeah. Go get some refills of your popcorn and your drink and stuff.
Yeah, just be like, all right, movie started. I'll be back when the good shit happens.
You know what else was a good movie of kinda sorta recent days?
What's
Mad
that?
Max.
Oh my god.
Fury
is
Road?
so
Yes.
good.
Wasn't it?
That's my top 3. I've seen that movie 5 times in theaters.
It is so good.
It was an amazing movie.
I have
I
it
want to
on
see it
Blu-
again.
Guys, I have it on Blu-ray.
Was it?
We
Let's
need
go.
to see it.
Why am I not at your
why,
house?
why are we not watching it right now?
Yeah, you know what? We have a good point. We have a good point there. We should watch that and Redline same day.
Oh, dude.
What a day. Dan,
It's-
have you seen Redline?
Nope.
Oh my God.
All right, Dan, hold on. Do you
Is
like
it anime?
anime?
Not really.
Okay, so
Are you-
never
What?
mind.
Dan, you like anime.
Do you like
I don't- not a whole lot.
do you like cars that go fast?
Yeah, they're all right.
Do you like
ridiculousness?
ridiculously
what?
Oh,
overhypeness?
wait. Guys, we watched that movie at Jared's house, and I was there, and
I know.
Ross was with Ellie.
Yeah, well, Ellie wasn't there.
Yeah, Ellie was there.
She was? No, she didn't.
It
Ellie,
was.
She didn't watch it though.
She wasn't.
I
She
mean,
was not there.
She might have.
It was
left
Clayton.
before we watched it. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
she definitely-
but
she
Ellie
left.
was totally there.
No, she wasn't.
I think she was there before we
Alright,
watched
let's
it.
play
But
some
that
games.
night
Yeah,
she was there.
She was before. Yeah, she was there before we watched. it.
Yeah, I remember. That's the first time I met you, Ross.
Really?
Yeah, that was the. Well, I mean, I knew the name and I knew the face, but like I had never been properly introduced to you before
Mhm.
then.
Well, shit.
We bonded on Arctic monkeys,
Yeah, we did. They're
And,
and also that's
longboarding.
the fun fact.
You-
Yeah.
That's the first day I met my girlfriend.
Wow.
Ooh,
So
that's
this
a
movie has a lot of meaning.
Redline. I mean, if you're gonna pick a good movie to remember shit on, Redline is a good one to go with. Yeah,
So yeah, Dan, you need to watch it. It's so
Okay.
good.
it's
It's
just
a solid
nothing but
movie.
like adrenaline
Yeah.
that just ramps up the adrenaline throughout the movie. Like there's no origin, boring ass story. For the first 45 minutes,
It's just right into the action.
it's just like
It's
your heart's pumping.
It has like elements of like Cowboy Bebop to it a little bit.
I
Scott.
love Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my God.
Dude, I've been watching Cowboy
Woo!
Bebop. It's so hard not to keep on watching it because I've been watching it with Sam Anderson.
Oh
But
shit.
so like we have to establish days we can watch it, and
Oh, yeah.
we promise not to watch ahead. But that's so hard.
I'm gonna rewatch it. this
I've
summer.
actually never seen it.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude,
I
you
know the
need to
music
watch
to
Cowboy
it, and I've seen like a lot of the scenes, and I know the gist of it, but I've
Dude.
never like gotten around to see it.
Oh,
It's a good
So-
one. It's kind of slow at the beginning, but
yeah.
as
Totally.
are most shows.
Yeah, but I just need to rewatch it because like there are so many little things I'll pick up again on the second time around, like I did when I rewatched like Full Metal Alchemist. But that's a whole nother bag of things. So
Yes,
we don't need to get
yes.
too
I
weeby.
love Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, we were talking about Marvel movies, boys. The
Okay,
anime
but hold on a
section
second.
is in later.
Mad Max. Okay, Mad
Okay,
Max.
Mad
Hey,
Max.
let's play.
Okay, I guess we're playing.
Oh, all right. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Bye.
You guys are great. Bye.
Bye. And that was a podcast. Thanks for listening. This is episode 1. If we do it again, it's going to be higher production value. But thanks for listening, and let me know what you think. Anyways, bye-bye, everybody.